Any other questions on the flow chart?
Right, Rajiv. Okay, now your program fits absolutely fantastic with the actual program, the academic program. Now, I came here with a different mindset.
Okay.
I'm in charge of summer program.
Summer program.
And every year, we run 2-week summer program. Now, I can do this for the Malaysian part. We are Malaya, we are the lecturers. And every year, we link up with an overseas institution. This year, we are doing with Ireland.
Oh.
Now, how do I videotape their lecture?
That one will be under category 2, right?
Category 3.
Category 3?
Yeah.
So, Prof. Serena's course will be under freestanding, which is category 3.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you want to offer, meaning that the videos or the course is to be developed together with the Island University, then there are certain procedures from NTA that we have to do. Okay? But if you want to develop it here as UM, okay, so we just do it like this. They can come as audience. They can take your course, enroll in your course, but they are not the developer.
Oh. Right.
Your program share program.
Yeah, because you see, we are under the John Mullin Center of Excellence, where one Asian university has to link up with a European university. That's the contract. And then let's say we have a topic on multiculturalism in ASEAN. So an ASEAN speaker, a Malaysian speaker will speak. And then we need to have a European speaker to talk about multiculturalism in Europe, because it's Asia, Europe.
I think one option is that you could just take the ASEAN part and then put that into your future learning course. I guess it's not a perfect option, but it's an easy one. Maybe you can split.
Yeah, because every summer, my topic changes here. So whereas yours is static, okay? Everybody, like I went to Future Learn, I look at research ethics. Now research ethics were there for 10, 20 years. My summer program changed every year.
But the thing is that, although the summer program changes every year, we have the choice of one, developing a program, a new one every year, or you could also just develop one, say, 2-week or 3-week MOOC based on part of the topic of this year's summer program, and you can let it run for a few cycles or a few offerings. It doesn't mean that you have to actually. We're quite flexible in the sense that we can choose and pick what topics that we want to actually offer in our future learning courses.
Okay.
Yes.
And then what about the field work? Because you see, I have a 2-week summer program. One week, all my participants will come to Malaysia. Another week, all of them will fly to Ireland for the field work. So how does that, how do I put it in?
You'll have to do a different activity or a different kind of like assessment, because obviously for the future learning courses, everything is online. There is no physical classes. So if you have participants, if you have students from Malaysia going for fieldwork in Ireland, and also later on Irish students coming to Malaysia for fieldwork, if you want to have a similar kind of experience for the online learners, you could probably develop a different activity. So for example, you could maybe send them on a Google Earth kind of like, you could create a Google Earth activity where they can link from Future Learn into Google Earth and then explore or experience Malaysia through Google Earth. So it has to be able, for those kinds of very experiential, practical kind of courses, it will actually be a little bit different from the ones that you're running for your residential students, because it's completely online.
Oh dear. No, I see my participants dropped. Because I think the whole unique thing about this summer program is the experiential learning, the cultural learning, by going to that place to learn about the Irish culture, to learn about the European culture, to learn about the Asian culture. So if I don't need to go there physically, I might as well just borrow a book from the library and just read about Malaysia. Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
Well, there's actually a course on Irish culture language. Why don't you take a look at that and see?
Right.
But it's something else.
We can try, we'll talk to you on one-to-one basis on this. We can definitely try to imitate the virtual field trip if you want, or it's okay if you just want to have like all the theoretical or conceptual thing to be online, and then maybe next year they can come and get the actual physical experience. That can also be done. Because for now, as I mentioned, we don't go for the program yet. We want to develop the MOOC course first, and in the course, there's not all topics that you have to cover. You can pick and choose just one or two. We recommend one as a start. So maybe you can get more ideas after this template. Jay will show you how she break down my course into MC course.
Sorry, how short would you suggest?
How short? You mean the duration of the microcredential module itself?
It depends on the topic. So that's why after this, I wanted to show you the diagram. But after this workshop, we will arrange a week of consultation, one-to-one consultation, so that we can talk to you further. Because each one of you, your course and your topic is very unique. We cannot put rata. So that's why it's hard for us to come up with a general guideline. But that's the plan, to talk to you at personal level and see how we can change yours into MC. Yeah?
Sorry to interrupt. What if it's a totally new course?
Totally because?
That is, this course has not been offered in the program.
So is it a freestanding course?
That means this course is designed for MC, but this one has been a course in the program.
So that means you are the freestanding courses. It can be professional development courses, niche area, or is that course in like summer school? Okay. If you can identify, it falls into freestanding.
And not necessarily we do a course that has been taught.
Yes,
Not necessarily.
That's why in my presentation, there are two categories that we are looking into. One is tied to current academic program, another one is freestanding. Like the one Prof. Sarina worked on is the summer school program, that is freestanding.
Yeah, the actual program that the person who's supposed to be here is not here. So he's in charge of the actual program. I'm only in charge of short courses, summer program. So I'm thinking along that line. But wouldn't it be easier for you to get from your own one and just convert it over? Your job would be much easier.
Okay, I've been to a few conferences on MOOCs. So the experience, so these are people teaching the course for 20, 30 years. And then they say, it's actually very, very hard to convert what you've taught day in and day out into an online course. Because although you have been teaching it to the residential course, you are teaching it a different way.
Yeah.
So when you are doing an online course, you have to design it for a different audience.
Yes.
So it's a little bit, the thought process is going to be a little bit different. So it's not necessary that you can dump your course right away into online MOOC.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. It's just that I think it all entails a bit of innovation and creativity, right?
Yeah.
Because it's online. Sorry if I'm wrong. Accidentally corrected.
You're not wrong, but everybody can learn everything, isn't it?
I think for the freestanding course, right, instead of starting from the C level, you can just straight away go to the module itself. So you don't have to do the mapping from the beginning. You can just straight away from here.
Sorry, I think MC for someone who are a bit inexperienced like us is a bit too expensive. Can we start with the MOOC first?
Yes, actually we are developing a
Oh,
MOOC.
so we're not doing MC straight away. Okay.
No, okay.
Okay.
Well, Microcredential is a program. Okay, so in a program there are several courses. So what we are doing now today is developing the courses in the MC program. The MC program will be offered in 2 years' time. So that's why the D will decide in 2 years' time they will have this program A as micro-credential. But from today, we wanted this several courses that should be in that program A to be developed first. But to make it easy, because some people will confuse MOOC and MC. To make it easy, I did call it MC course, but actually it is a MOOC course or online course to make it even easier for you.
Is it clear that this assignment has to be completed by the beginning of the October semester?
You need all the courses now.
I mean, what's the arrangement that we were looking at?
Okay.
October?
Okay. The timeline, okay, tell me. I don't want to scare you. Okay, this is what we are planning. Okay, but this is also the first time for EDIT to do MC courses. So we really kind of dynamic. We are not too rigid. We welcome your suggestions, whatever is easier for all of us and manageable, of course. So what we're thinking of is that this October will be all of us here have to think about the course to be published and run in October. But it depends on your the topic that you choose. For example, there are 4 topics, okay, or in my 14 weeks of semester, I choose my course to be on week 6, for example. So week 6 happened to be in maybe November or December. Okay, so the EDIT team, that's why Dee mentioned in the flow chart, the EDIT team will arrange your course to be published in November. So we'll work backward, October, September. So we may start working on your course in September. But for those who choose the topic for the week, the early week, will start first. Does that answer your question? Okay, so after this, tunjuk yang my course. Okay, with them.
Sorry, I have a question here. So you said that these MC courses must be embedded in the academic program.
This is what we are doing now, planning. But exceptions for those who are thinking of as a freestanding course.
So
Because
those ways is doable.
Global.
So if it's a standing course, then we don't need to freestanding course. We don't need to start.
Betul. So let's say your freestanding course you want to start in tahun depan, January 2021.
Who will be the audience? Who will participate in that course?
That's why I say when you want to design the freestanding course, you have to think about the audience first. Do you have somebody out there who will be willing to take your course?
Yeah, so that's the question.
So that's why we need to be very strategic. We don't want to waste our energy, resources for a course that is not marketable. No one will take your course.
When you're talking about embedding this into existing face-to-face, are you then suggesting that for those 4 or 5 weeks that the MOOC is designed for, that those students are registered for the respective course, they go online?
Correct. They go online to feature them in that week that you
So
have.
there'll be no face-to-face teaching there for those 4 or 5
Yes,
weeks?
yes. So our university have decided that until December 2020, all courses will be online, totally online, right? So there is no face-to-face interaction anyway. So Max will make use of it. Instead of them just go to the spectrum, they can now go to future learn. That's the idea. So that's why we say it is embedded or interwoven into your course, existing course. Yeah.
It's actually an idea to market.
Yeah. Okay. The idea is first to market to external audience outside of UM students. That is the market that we are looking into. We want to tap into the global market. So you have students from Portugal, from UK, from US, Australia. That's our market. Okay? But our students in UM will also have the opportunity to go to Switzerland and interact with all these students. So both ways. Okay, about the template. You will have to see the template first. Okay, it's not scary, don't worry too much. But the idea is to first, if possible, to be able to do one template today, by end of today, 4 p.m. Okay? Because we then will help you do the second template. So the longer you delay, the more work you have to do.
So far we have
May I suggest to you, all the engineering gang friends, use today whatever hours left to decide on the topic, at least one topic.
When you mention template, which template are you talking about?
Okay, the template too. Prof, I just before we
Yeah, I'm just wondering, okay, if we develop our fantastic program out there, who's going to do the marketing for us? Sorry, Prof? Who's going to do the marketing for us?
the future learners will do it for us, marketing part.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about participants, right?
But you may end up with no participant at all if it's not unique, it's not interesting, it's too boring. They can do the marketing with the flyers, with the teaser, but they don't force people to take the course. So that is the way to do the thing that you need to think strategically. So if we have students in other countries, in Ireland, so think about them as your target first. What will be of interest to them? Yeah? Okay. Move to template first.
So kalau 1 week tu maksudnya 3 weeks of SLT.
We go by topic. Okay.
So you can say 2 weeks, so how many hours?
Only, okay, you can tell me. Dalam 2 weeks time, is it one topic? How many topics usually you teach?
Let's say it's the introduction and the applied introduction.
So introduction will be 1 week.
1 week. The second week is you apply it for 2 weeks.
Okay, now we take only one. That's introduction, 1 week. Okay? In that introduction 1 week, you want to make it a micro MC course. Okay, now break down in the introduction, what are the subtopics for the introduction? Okay, you may come up with, like mine, I have 4. Okay, which I can develop to be 4 weeks for each MLO. Or I can choose to combine 2 MLO for 1 week only. So it really depends on you and the activities you want to put in. Okay?
Kalau lagi bagi monyet di kelompok monyet.
Sebelum balik
You pay them peanuts, you get monkeys.
Yes.
So if they are serious, if the university is serious about developing high quality MOOCs, that's going to be seen by the whole world, then give us the money and we'll come up with high quality courses. Kalau tidak nanti orang tengok dari UK, mana-mana tengok apa ni.
But you know, from overseas, the lecturer sendiri yang keluar dalam video. But this one is, if you don't want yourself to be in the video, you want somebody else, you have to pay that person lah.
Yeah. But sometimes you need to travel to make videos.
Yeah, I know
Make
this
your own
will
videos.
come up.
You need to spend money to come up with good quality content.
We are proposing that, but we'll see what the management will say.
Sometimes like there was some fun, right? If you want to do more videos, you can get
Correct.
research leave and you get some 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah.
Years ago.
The fun is no more.
Oh.
It was coming from the KPT, Kementerian once upon a time. Tapi dah tak ada lagi daftar tu. Okay, and we were told that every MOOC course, the lecturer or the university have to think of ways to do it. So for UM, that's the income generation pembahagian keuntungan that we are proposing to the university. Okay.